Hello friends, welcome. Leaving the Vanessy parked in the long-term parking lot at the St. Pete Clearwater Airport today. Heading off to North Carolina. Really enjoy that part of the world. An adventure planned for this afternoon. See what else we can get into. But I'm excited. This will be fun. I love Allegiant Airlines. I travel on them as much as I possibly can. And in fact, I've made destinations out of their locations where they fly. I got a ticket round trip today for $10.80. With taxes and everything, it was nearly $60, like 57 and change. So, why not? I love traveling. Love it. I especially love flying. Welcome to the Old Guilford Mill. This is a very old building. This has been in operation since the 1700s. I believe what I read online was the property was obtained in 1771, and the gentleman that was given this 550 some acres for his service to the country started this mill. So let's go check it out. It's a really small place, so the people that were working in here are really cool. They just told me to wander around. There's some historical markers on some of the machinery and just free float. And there's a little gift shop over here too. We'll check it out too. Hey, Cincinnati. Very cool. Really cool. I don't really understand how all of it works, but pretty simple system, it appears. Endless built. Rafters look so cool. I don't know if you can really tell, but that door is really small. How small this is? People were a little smaller back then.
Oh. I saw that yesterday too. No.
So we get 50-pound bags of corn in every Tuesday from a local mill, and we take it and we put it in this bin that is downstairs. You can kind of see a hole in the floor right over here. Oh, let me pull this out, sorry. Didn't prepare for it. Okay, so there's a hole right here in the floor. And so we put about 500 pounds of corn at a time in that hole. And then we turn on our elevator buckets, you can see right over here. And these elevator buckets take the corn up one bucket at a time to the floor right above us. And there's a machine called a graveler. It shakes and it takes out some of the smaller pieces of corn, some of the seeds, some of the husk that's still left on, and sends it down a reject chute. And that's what's in here. We feed this to the deer. It's corn and corn dust. And then the good corn goes back downstairs into this other hole that you saw right here. And so when that's ready, I send it up via another set of elevator buckets, which are here, to the top floor where there's a blower. And the blower shakes off all of the corn dust from it sitting in the silos and whatnot. And then the good corn sits right up here in this top bin. When we're ready to grind, we lift this latch. As you can see, it's open because our corn's all empty. And then we shake it into this machine right here, like that. And so the corn goes down in here. And then we have stones that sit vertically in here. One moves and the other one doesn't. It grinds it up based on how closely or far apart we set it, and then it's blown through this tube into this box right here, and this is a sifter. It's got different screens in it of different size, and it separates the corn based on what you're making, from like grits to cornmeal. and then it comes out in these tubes. So if I turn it on, you'll actually see some stuff coming down because we just finished. And then we, as I'm wasting some of this, we set our barrels underneath depending on what we're making. So like last thing we have, here's like some polenta that's left over. And then over here out of the other tube, you get cornmeal.
Oh.
And so that's how we get our cornmeal, our grits, and our polenta. And then when we're done with that, we take it to this machine right over here that I'm cleaning. Go this way. And this is our mixer. It's a ribbon mixer. I'm in the process of cleaning it. We put our flour, our cornmeal, our baking powder, soda, salt, and spices. We make over 30 different mixes, everything from gingerbread to sweet potato muffins to scones to corn muffins.
Wow.
And then we bag it up by hand back here where we hand stamp our bags. We tie it up and we sell it in our little store. We also ship all over the country.
Awesome.
So that's basically how it works. And this is the oldest version of the stone you just saw over there. This is over 200 years old. Biggest difference is that it's a lot larger of a stone, and everything would end up downstairs in a bin, and there's no sifters. So you would have to take it home and hand sift it or just eat it completely unbolted.
Wow.
Yep.
200 years old.
Yep. 1767.
Wow.
Before we were a country.
Amazing.
And then here it's been since 1818. And then the store part and the water wheel were added in the 50s.
Cool.
So yeah, they're a little newer, if you will.
Well, thanks for the tour.
No
This is
problem.
great.
Yeah. No problem at all. We're home for you. Any ghouls, anything like that.
And
So-
what brings you to
Oh. Maybe it'll help a little bit if it does.
The Old Guilford Mill website is really nice. They have this very good description of the history of the building and the area, all of the owners and the millers that worked here over the years. They also have a store, obviously, and they sell a lot of their items in that store. I don't know if everything is on the website, but this store has a lot of stuff. I don't really like bean soup, but I bet that's good. Scone mix, chocolate chip scone mix, cranberry orange scone mix, Ohio maple syrup. I got out of the airplane, I got into an Uber, and I came directly here to the mill. I just wanted to check it out before I met my friend. And I do not have any room in my bag. And I'm Ubering around for a couple of hours here. But I'm definitely going to buy something here. I can't pass it up. I love when I see all these little jars of things because I know that apple butter is in there and probably something to do with peaches. I love those things. If I find cherry preserves, definitely doing that. I love grits. Never heard of those things. Scuppernong jelly? Weird. It's like the best of both worlds. Peach butter. I'm gonna have to get some of this gingerbread mix. I love gingerbread. So this is Barbara.
Hi.
Barbara, do you approve of my choices? The gingerbread, and I've never heard of peach butter, but
Yeah, you know, they make butters out of any fruit. So the peach butter is really popular. We sell a
Yeah.
lot of it. The Amish do this, the small Amish community. They do a great job with their jams and jellies.
Cool.
Dutch Kettle, great place.
I can't
And-
wait to try it.
Yeah, and the gingerbread, it's one of our best sellers. It's
Really?
spicier. It's based on George Washington's mother's recipe.
Really?
So yeah, there's 2 batches in a bag. You can make it like cookies if you reduce the liquid, or you can make it like a traditional 9x13.
Awesome.
And it's great with like a lemon sauce on top.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Good choices.
Barbara, thanks for the tour today.
You're
This is
welcome.
very cool.
Yeah.
What a cool historical place this is.
I know, it's one of those things we need to keep around. There are not many of them that they're keeping anymore.
Yeah.
So
What
everything
is-
we can do to help.
What's the town that we're in right now?
Oak Ridge, North
Oak
Carolina.
Ridge.
Yes, sir.
Well, if any of you are in Oak Ridge, passing through, stop at the old mill and check it out. Say hi to Barbara.
We're open 7 days a week, 9 to 5. Can't beat that.
But
So,
your website's open 24 hours a day where they can buy all this stuff.
yeah,
online,
online.
right?
That's right.
Cool.
We'll ship it to you.
It's an interesting story you can read about online. It's on the website. And also Barbara told me about this, that General Cornwallis with the British troops during the Revolutionary War marched right past the mill and took it over. They took over the mill and made grain. They ground the grain up for the troops and fed everyone. I don't know how long that went on, but this is a very interesting building. A lot of history here, a lot of history in this area of the country, but it's cool to see these old buildings standing and still in operation like this one. Well, friends, if you like what you're seeing here, hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.